anything beforehand. And then I'm going to share it everywhere and we'll be good to go.
I already shared it with Carlos.
Say what?
I shared it with Carlos, waiting for him to hop in.
Cool. Yeah, we just do too much on Periscope tonight.
Yeah.
You know, like Periscope goes to Twitter and it's just too much to not have it. So while we get cranking here, and I'm not all flustered from figuring that out, I'm just sharing this to those groups. How was you guys this weekend? It's not over yet. You guys off tomorrow too? I hope so.
I took Tuesday off too.
God, I can't hide money.
I'm on a
Guthrie strikes are hidden.
now. My one of my good buddies is joining the Navy, so we had for lack of better words, we had a bachelor party this weekend.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I saw you all over the place, man. I saw you golfing. I saw you at a resort today.
Yeah.
I'm at a resort in Orlando. Well, I'm at my mom's house right now, but I'm staying in a resort in Orlando, and I saw you at a resort. I'm like, what's going on here, bro? I thought I was the one living their life.
well, a couple of our friends, they had their anniversary, so they do a little staycation because they can't go anywhere. So they're like, y'all want to come out to the pool? I'm like, well, let's go.
Absolutely.
So I've been drinking at the pool all day, ready to pod.
Freddie, what about you, man? What you got going?
Shoot, nothing. We did a whole lot of nothing this weekend. It was pretty chill.
Sounds fantastic to me, bro.
Nice.
Last week we had that hurricane, so we were running around a lot. So this weekend we just chilling.
Yeah. You been watching what you eating?
Yeah, my trainer, my trainer caught me flipping, man. He been killing me all week because, couple of them turkey legs, and hopefully he ain't watching it. He asked me if I had some cornbread. Yeah. I told him I didn't have no cornbread, but I lied to him. I definitely put some cornbread.
Gotta watch those carbs. Man, cornbread's good. Oh,
yeah, man. Hopefully he don't watch this.
We just took my daughter to Animal Kingdom. I'm sorry, to Rainforest Cafe for dinner. And there aren't a lot of healthy options there.
No, none.
But I got the coleslaw. I don't know what it is with me on pod days, but my options, I couldn't get the fries, as much as, for eating healthy. So I got the coleslaw. It wasn't very good. It was pretty bad. That mango jalapeno one I was telling you guys about, that one slapped, but this one sucked. So it's like justice for me.
All Disney food is trash. Yeah, we were at.
Well, let me tell you this ribeye I had there. I mean, obviously I've had better ribeyes, but it was good. Not an ounce of fat on it. It was I got to give Disney some credit on this. My daughter's pizza was pretty good too.
No, I need fat on my ribeye if I'm doing that.
No, I'm sorry. It was a strip.
Okay.
Yeah, because you said that, and I was like, no, you're right. That is weird. But no, it was New York strip, not an ounce of fat on it. It was perfect.
Okay.
Oh man. All right.
Brush your beard, TJ. All right.
Who says this?
That's Karen Johnson said you got to brush that beard out, man.
Meanwhile, don't make us ban you from this shit like everything else. What's up, Keith? Bucks Report showing some love. Corey, my guy. Thanks for your service, Corey. Jeremy Ivins, a Patreon. What's up, my man?
Teb's here every week.
Teb does not miss an episode.
Yes.
VA 49er Nole, Virginia Nole. He doesn't miss an episode. He's been on our Discord hanging out. Appreciate you guys for hanging there. Freddie, same issue. I just text you back.
Yeah, I'm waiting on his response. He probably just tried to use it through that.
Brush your beard. Karen, I'm doing this show from my mom's house in my mom's bedroom because my daughter's downstairs playing with the dog, making too much noise. I appreciate you tuning in. Patreon.com /Double Fries Pod.
Double
Karen.
Fries Pod.
They call me because every week I know I come on here without my chapstick and I'll be trying to hide.
Wow. Somebody left a comment while we're hanging out here for a second. Somebody left a comment on the reviews. We got to start reading these reviews. They're all good so far. But somebody left a comment and said, TJ, you need to work on not sucking your teeth in between thoughts or something like that.
I saw that one.
I was like, I don't even know what that means, but I wear like a clear retainer. And so it's kind of a habit. Like it's not a bad habit. I mean, I guess it's better than like smoking or something, but like, TJ, work on not sucking your teeth in between thoughts or statements. It's just like, all right, I don't really know what that means or how to stop that, but okay.
Should be stuck out somewhere.
Yeah, these reviews are good. 100 reviews. I mean, like 98% 5 stars. Somebody gave us a 1 star and said that they loved the show. I think they just
saw that one. Yeah.
If you are the person, let me read this review. But while we were getting going here, Freddie, keep me updated. But let me read this review. Big 3 continues to provide amazing podcasts. This format for the podcast is great. It's a welcome addition. The D-Walk interview was very interesting. He's been my favorite player since 2016. Louisville game, we were down by a lot, and the team was hanging its collective heads down after bad play. They gave our offense a fresh set of downs. The offense ran out, but their body language was one of a team that was just done. D-Walk ran from the sidelines to the O-line and was pumping them up and showed real leadership in the situation. We still lost, but they held their heads high, and I have a ton of respect for DeMarcus Walker. 1 star. I mean, that is a sparkling review. Sounds like he loves the show, and somehow we got a 1 star on that. So if that was you, MW Nole fan, I need you to go fix that. Make that a 5 star. I think you just like fat fingered it or.
Yeah, man. Now I don't want to say too much to you. It sounds like you got big fingers, and if you got big fingers, I'm sure you got pretty big fists. So I don't want to say too much.
That's a good point. Fat finger maybe is not the politically correct way to say it.
We got DJ on the docket, Jim and Knowles. So we're not sure what's going on there, but we're going to talk about that for sure.
Just because we're not sure what's going on does not mean that we don't have an opinion.
Oh, I got hot takes. I've been drinking all day. Let's go. Guy FSU, man, that guy's a clown. What's up, Weston?
Robert E. Lee. That's definitely Freddie. I can take you out real quick. Go ahead. Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to take you out real quick so you could call him. But, yeah, Robert E. Lee. That is not getting political, not getting into any of that stuff. Like, that's a rough name to have in 2020, bro. Like, all this stuff's getting canceled.
That is a rough name.
I'm not trying to get into it. Like, that is a very unfortunate.
I hope you live in the South, Robert. I hope you live in the
Virginia. South. I hope you live in Virginia. We got what's up, Ray? We got a guy that calls into the Big 3 roll-up. His name is Rodney King. And I'm just saying, man, every time he calls in, I'm just like, dude, how do you – that is the craziest thing that somebody can have. I mean, I guess it's not the craziest. Like, you could be Ray Simpson or something. But, yeah, Rodney King. Memphis and seeing what Norvell has done with them makes me really excited about this season. Did you watch Memphis the other night? They didn't look as sharp. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm just hopeful. Like maybe
I have not watched it. No.
Maybe the optimist in me is coming back, but
I've been off the grid the past 3 days, so I'm just now getting back to reality. So
yeah, they didn't look as good.
Okay.
Shorter. I mean, say that shorter off season, new coach. I get it, but they just didn't look like the Memphis when Norvell was there. I mean, hopefully we don't look like the Florida State when Taggart was here, So like, hopefully that.
So the only thing I've watched, I watched the Kentucky Derby last night, and I picked the
2
winner.
minutes.
Authentic.
Very good.
Picked Authentic for the winner. That was fun. Then I've been watching a lot of NBA lately, more since the Magic have been eliminated, which is my team, which doesn't make sense. But it was nice to see the Heat drop a game today. So I know we got a lot of Heat fans, including FSU Guy FSU.
You were happy to see them lose.
I was.
I was too. They've been a little cocky on the timeline lately.
Yeah, they got a little cocky. Giannis went down, and they looked better without Giannis, honestly, than they did with him. So I don't know.
There's a lot of talent on that team, and I think that I think the ball just doesn't move when he's there. I think that they just kind of get caught watching. And what are you drinking? Yeah, I think it's tough to say they're better with Giannis, without Giannis, but
they're not.
Better today.
For one game, they are, because you can't game plan for that. But when you got a game plan for it, they probably beat the Bucks by 20 without Giannis. So I hope he comes back with game 6.
It'll be interesting for sure. It would be the Heat fans were. I mean, they're going to win the series. Like, let's not try to kid ourselves. But the Heat fans were talking a lot of crap about like, oh, it couldn't be me. My team's never lost in the playoffs this year. Blah blah blah. blah. It would be. All I'm saying is, let's just see how the next couple of games go. Oh, cool. All right,
I like the Heat. Young nucleus, I like him. Oh, we got Carlos. All right, we got a good show tonight, guys. Sorry for the delay.
We got Carlos, but we lost Freddie. Okay, Freddie's back. Carlos, we're going to get you in just a sec. You're good to go. Give us 1 second. Let's get started.
Yes, sir.
All right,
there we go.
There we go.
All right, let's get started. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Double Fries No Slaw. We are back for another episode. Happy Sunday, guys. Happy long weekend. Myself, TJ Pittenger, Freddie Stevenson, 2013 national champion, and Richie Barnes. How's it going, guys?
Good. Everything good now, man. What took a while, but we in here.
Man, it's a long weekend. It's game week. We have a game in 6 days, boys. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Whole offseason, I haven't known how far away the kickoff was, but now I'm making these little videos every day that are blowing up. So we appreciate you guys retweeting them and stuff. Now I know exactly how many. I know the hour. Like on the last day, I'm going to be doing it like an hour countdown. But Double Fries No Slaw brought to you by Guthrie's in Tallahassee. We'll jump right into the show. We'll talk to you a little bit in a second, but we are brought to you by Guthrie's in Tallahassee, 2550 North Monroe, 1818 West Tennessee Street. Tell them that Double Fries No Slaw sent you, and we will we appreciate them. We appreciate your support and appreciate you tagging us in the pictures with them. Let's get right into it, guys. I don't know which one to add here. I think he's on the second one. But I've got Karlos Williams here. Carlos, how's it going, man? Can you hear us? I don't think the connection's super strong. Oh, he dropped off. I'll ask as he gets back. Freddie, let me know if he has any issues. But we officially had Carlos. For those of y'all that are watching, you saw it. Appreciate Guthrie's and Tallahassee. Appreciate the folks that have signed up for our Patreon.
Yes. Yeah.
We have started a Patreon. It's patreon.com/doublefriespod. Really appreciate you guys support there. There's a couple of different levels that we'll talk about more in the show, but we're going to be doing some fun stuff with that. Richie and I are going to work on setting up a pick'em this week. We've got a score prediction contest where you get free stuff just for picking the score correctly. And so going to have fun with that, but go check that out. Now let's see if this works this time. Carlos, can you hear me?
There we go. So I know
What's up, guys? I can hear you a little bit. It's a little choppy, but I can
There
hear
he
you.
is.
What's up, man?
thank you a ton for coming on, man. Appreciate your time. How you been, bro?
Been doing good. Been doing good. I live in Tallahassee. I actually had a busy weekend. Worked all week and got a chance to move. Moved in with some friends of ours and getting ready for a new adventure for the rest of the year. But I mean, looking forward to Florida State football. I mean, it's
Yes,
exciting. A lot of guys that we expected to be leaving this year are coming back. A lot of our pieces, the leadership, those kind of things that I think that we didn't have over the last couple of years are finally stepping into those roles. Are finally going to step up. I think Norvell's gonna. I think it's gonna give Florida State fans something to look forward to over the next couple of years.
How well connected were you with or how have you followed the program since you've been away? Were you pretty tuned in with everything that happened, kind of with the Taggart era and stuff like that, or did you try and stay away because of everything how that was going? Or
I watched it all, man. These are my guys. I watched it all. These are my guys. I mean, I watched when Jimbo was still there. I watched when it started to decline. I mean, it's kind of sticky. Me and Freddie got to play together, and then he played when I left. And I can say, as time went on, I felt like guys started playing for themselves. It's not a knock, but we became a dominant program again. We were a program where we were sending 16, 17 guys to the league at a time. So you see guys starting to commit or come to a program where guys are going 3 and out, 2.5 years and gone. They start to kind of play with a different edge and for a different purpose, and you can't blame them for it. You kind of got to go back to the coaches and say, you guys didn't kind of handle that. And then I think hiring Taggart was, I think it was a desperate call to kind of throw a lasso around, a bunch of young bulls that were trying to, just play football and get out of there and go make money, because the program had got to a place where guys were getting drafted because we were winning football games. We were winning that championship. We were winning BCS bowl games. We were going to the Rose Bowl. We were playing the Orange Bowls. Francois and Cookie went and won one. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's tough to watch, but I think it was a desperate hire to hire Taggart. I don't think he was ready for it. I don't think he was ready to coach at that level. He hadn't been a real dominant, consistent winner before he got to Florida State, and that's not a knock on him, but that's just what the facts say. And I think he got to a program where he.
Do we lose him?
Maybe so. It was getting good too.
Yeah, right.
I was getting
into the meat of it.
Los getting my heart over here pumping, man.
I'm gonna pull him out of the stream and see. I can kind of watch and see if it unfreezes.
Already, yeah. I'm fired up.
Yeah, Carlos had somebody asked what was in the glass. This is a double rye from High West, finished in Madeira barrels. It's a bourbon. It's a barrel select from Burns in Tampa. I think Carlos is joining back right here. Somebody says he's got Cromartie's Wi-Fi. Y'all are ruthless.
Oh man.
Carlos, can you hear us?
Damn, he really does have Cromartie's Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Cromartie.
Yeah, Burns, off topic, phenomenal place, man.
Dude, that's where we're gonna do our. They've got a liquor store right across the street from their from the steakhouse, and they get all kind of like special stuff there, and so it's a pretty good.
I tell everybody, Burns,
office Christmas party is going to be.
Yeah. Well, I'm going in October with my buddy Rick here. He just shouted out, but that's where our Christmas party is going to be for us three. Man, I tell everybody, Burns is phenomenal, but don't go there expecting the best steak of your life. It's going to be a really good one, but it's the service, man. The experience of just going there, and if you go to the dessert room afterwards, and Burns is tough to beat.
I think that Burns, as crazy as this is, I think the I think the sides are the best sides I've ever had in my life. It's like the best French onion soup.
Yeah,
Their
oh my
salad's
God,
amazing.
yes.
Their onion straws are so good. It's not a food podcast, but I'm
about to start one though.
The steak is really, really good. Like Richie said, like there are better steaks out there. But anyway. We're talking about Karlos Williams, and we'll get him back on here in a minute. I don't want to talk too much about well, he hopped off, so we'll see if he comes back. We'll give him one more chance.
Yeah, Peter Luger's in New York is good, but it's not Burns. That's for sure. I could talk about steak for an hour and a half if we're gonna go there. I'm just saying.
My buddy Eddie's saying that he is drinking Glenlivet 15. See, I'm not a Scotch guy at all. So I can't. Somebody said it is kind of a food.
It kind of is. Yeah.
I guess we got
to talk about food. Y'all kind of broke my heart though, man. I've been going to Charlie's all this time, man, and Burns. I've been hearing about Burns, but all I knew was Charlie's.
Charlie's in Tampa.
Yeah.
Oh no, and they're right next to each other too. I mean, they're like 10 minutes apart. I think Charlie's steak is just as good as Burns, right? Like you're splitting hairs, but
yeah,
Burns is better. Ruth's Chris.
I'm not a fan of them. We're going steak. So the best steakhouse I've been to is Hall's Chop House, Charleston, South Carolina. Phenomenal. Don't let them trick you though, because what happened? Me and my wife took me for my birthday. We went to Charleston. I used to live there, and we ate the steak. Like, do you want some truffle butter? We're like, sure. We thought it was like a free edition. It was like $14. Like, we got the bill. Like, my God,
Richie, we know you got big bread, bro. Quit.
No, we don't. That's the thing. That's why I was upset about $14 for the truffle butter.
So we went to a place in nothing like that gut box, bro. I love Guthrie's. I love fried chicken. I love French fries, but I'm going steak, man. So we went to a place in New York. I don't know if anybody lives up in New York. Where were we? Oh, it's in Manhattan. We walked to it from our hotel, called Four Charles Prime Rib. Some of the best prime rib I've ever had in my life. I mean, it's a little hole in the wall. You'd never even see it. You'd walk right past it. They actually filled some of Billions there. As crazy as that.
Really?
I was watching Billions the other day or a couple weeks ago and noticed the restaurant. And I Googled like, oh, was that filmed there? So anyway, Four Charles Prime Rib. I don't know that I can tell you what the best steak I've ever had is. Like, I'm not that good of a connoisseur. I make a pretty good steak. So, I mean, I will say that. So, but yeah, Freddie, when you come home, what holiday, when are you coming back? I know you probably would have already come back if not for all this stuff.
I don't know. We'll see. I'll keep y'all in the loop.
We are talking about going to Tallahassee for a meetup. So stay tuned for that, because that could be fun. I definitely want to go. I want to be able to say I went to a game during a pandemic. So I think that'd be cool.
Yeah. While we on steak, I got a story. It was from the Peach Bowl. Ruth Chris was crowded, so we went to a restaurant right across the road. And we go in, okay. We see one of our coaches, our linebacker coach. I'm with one of the players, Roderick Hoskins. And we walk in, first thing he says is, big spenders. We didn't think anything of it. So we go sit down at the bar because everything's crowded. And we look at the menu, and steak's crazy price. We looked at the appetizer menu. The cheapest thing on the appetizer menu was $37.
Oh, God. Yeah. That's on that.
Yeah, we got a bone out of there, man. Probably price up enough.
Those scholarship checks don't cover that, Freddie?
Shoot, I wasn't finna pay for that.
Jim, you're telling me the bag that Jim and them gave you wasn't big enough to cover?
Oh, it was, but I wasn't finna. No. That plate got to last a minute for that price.
Oof, no kidding.
37 for an app? My God.
The cheapest appetizer. And then one that I forgot what it was, but it didn't interest me. The stuff that looked good on the appetizer menu, you talk about $50. I'm like,
so who was your linebacker coach back then?
Coach that year was Coach Miller.
Miller. All right. So Yeah, he's probably making like 400 grand, so he can do
walked
whatever he
in,
wants.
Yeah, big spenders, and bro, there looking at me, he was like, he wanted to slap. Why you bring us in this restaurant, man? You should have known. As soon as he said big spenders, we should have left. But then I ain't know, man. I was hungry.
Speaking of big spenders, I'm going to give one more shout out to our Patreon, and then we'll kind of get into some topics here. We'll talk a little, if he's able to join, great. If not, we'll talk a little Karlos Williams from some favorite plays and memories and stuff like that, and we'll get on with the show. But speaking of big spenders, we started our Patreon. If you're watching this, patreon.com/doublefriespod. 4 different levels there. We've got a $5 level that's the snack size, a $10 level that's the box. I think the best value. It's where we have the most people signed up. $20 bucket and a $50 family meal. We're doing a couple of things with that. Everybody in that gets access to our game day chat. Richie, Freddie, and myself, as well as some potential other former players, will be in there hanging out on Saturdays during the game. You can ask questions. You can just chop it up with former Noles and legends and Richie and myself. I know that's not the big draw, but at least Freddie's here. There will also, at the $10 and above level, there will also be a pick'em that we are working on setting up right now. Doesn't cost anything to enter the pick'em, but you'll have different prizes that are given out from winning the weekly pick'em, whether that's coming on the show and kind of getting to host a segment or shout yourself out or, a t-shirt or just whatever. You'll get different prizes. There's no entry fee for it. And then you'll also get access to extra shows that we're doing. If you've really got the big bread, if you've got the Eddie Rojas bread, I saw him in the chat. There's the bucket and family style meal that you can get more stuff for sure. We're doing more for them, but they are more expensive. I can't wait till Saturday either, Ray.
Let's go, man. 6 days. 6 days.
Most people are going to listen to this. It's going to be 5 days left. Like, we are getting so close. I tried not to. I really think that I didn't. I don't know about you guys. I didn't get super excited for football season this year. Oh, one more thing. Go check out our Discord. If you need it, go check out, my Twitter, the show's Twitter, whatever. I've posted a million times. Message me and I'll get you in our Discord so you can chat with Freddie and us during the week. But guys, I don't know about you, but I didn't get super, super excited for football because I kept thinking it was going to get canceled. Like when the Big Ten went conference only and then everybody else went conference only, like I thought that was just like the first step in them canceling the season. Football is happening. Like it's been happening all weekend. There's a game tomorrow night. All these schools are testing people for cases after the games and they're not getting it. Now kids are going off campus and partying and stuff and getting it like that. But people aren't getting it because they play against, if 100 healthy football players and play another 100 healthy football players, they're not transferring COVID to each other. So like it's been relatively safe. So 6 days, man. The ACC starts in 4 days, right? Miami plays UAB on Thursday night. And so, man, I'm jacked. I'm ready for football at this point.
I'm trying to double check my bank account and see how much I can put on UAB because Miami's not beating them by 14. That's the spread right now. That's a favorable spread. Give me the Blazers. I'm a cash out on that and take all my winnings on Florida State. I think it's -12 on Bovada. Depending on what book you look at it, it's different. But man, it's funny. So we had a guys' weekend this weekend at a resort here in Orlando, and we were talking about different things like the stock market and stuff. I'm like, yeah, my stock market starts this week when I can start gambling on Florida State football again because that's where I make my money.
I'm excited, but at the same time, I'm staying even killed. Like y'all will see me bothering people on Twitter all the time. Last year, they started off the year with the Miami versus Florida game, and they both they played the game rocky, a lot of turnovers and stuff. So I was talking trash, and then we pulled the Boise State. So
Freddie, you got to bring that up right now.
Yeah, man, I'm just going to be quiet. But I'm excited, man.
But how excited were you for that first half of the Boise game? Because I was pumped. My wife's looking at me like I'm a maniac. Like, what is wrong with you, Richie?
Oh yeah,
I'm like, no, man. We got Kendall Briles. We're about to go 12-0, and then I quickly just retracted back into my bedroom.
People on Facebook, yep, all of that.
So the game is Saturday at 3:30. We talked about that game on ABC. A lot of ACC action this weekend. Yep. Everybody playing. Actually, that's not true. Didn't NC State move their game back? So almost everybody's playing in the ACC. Let's just jump kind of right into it. We'll talk a little Karlos Williams at the end of this if he's not able to jump back on. But what's going on in Tallahassee this week, Richie, as we are 6 days away?
Yeah, man. So we touched on it a little bit, but I'd like to get back into it some more now. I mean, I think the biggest news is James Blackman. We thought he was going to be the starting quarterback heading into the season. That's official now, which I think it's really good that Coach Norvell announced it when he did, because the sooner you announce it, that many more practices James Blackman gets, right? With all the reps with the ones. So I think it's a big deal. And it sounds like Norvell was asked about the backup situation, and he said, it's Tate Rodemaker and Jordan Travis. They're kind of, basically 2A, 2B, but I think Blackman's where we're got to go here. And unfortunately, I think the last time all of us saw James Blackman play was against Arizona State. 4 interceptions, a fumble, just not a good outing. But at the same time, man, he's had to deal with 4 offensive coordinators in 4 years. I trust Norvell. I don't know if it's just the homer in me. I think James is going to have a good year. Freddie, what's your thoughts on Blackman, man? We know he's starting, and that's who we're riding with. So we got to kind of get behind him. But what are your thoughts on him starting, and where can he take us this year?
I think I just want to talk to these fans that they killed Jay Black on the internet.
Yeah,
you've seen him how he plays when he's up. He shows his upside, but then you've seen him at his worst, like Arizona State game. And I think he's had a lot of games where he shows that he makes bad decisions. But the biggest thing that a lot of people have issues with is the body language on the sideline when he has his head down. But I think him getting a guy like Norvell was major because with Jimbo, as we see, Jimbo was on his way out, so we don't know where his head was at with a guy like Blackman. And then with Taggart, we don't know if he was getting the proper coaching he needed. Just at that time, Taggart had a whole lot to deal with this program. The culture was completely out of whack. But now with Norvell, you see he's coming in, he's trying to change his culture, and he's the offensive guru. I think is exactly who Blackman needed, and I think we'll see him take that next step this year.
I'm hoping so, right? I was pretty discouraged. Somebody just mentioned the UVA game. I know that he didn't have his best game there, and then that Arizona State game, man, literally just doesn't throw that pick six, and we're winning that because the defense had kind of figured them out, and their running back go out or something, like they weren't scoring again on us. And so, but yeah, I mean, I think he'll have a coach for the first time that, he's not a true freshman, and who knows? I mean, people say Jimbo's checked out. I don't know. I mean, how do you ever know that?
But come on, TJ, he was checked out.
I don't know.
We all watched that Boston College game. Come on now.
I don't really remember the Boston College game, to be fair, but one way or the other. Blackman's not a true freshman. He's also not got, Taggart as his coach, different offensive coordinator, whatever. There's going to be a learning time. It's a weird season. It's a weird off season. It's a new program. It's a new coach. But I mean, he's got his chance to go out and do it again, right? And so people ask if I'm serious. Man, I don't know. I mean, Jimbo wasn't checked out week 2. When Blackman came out and looked good. Jimbo wasn't checked out when we beat the hell out of Florida that 2 weeks before the bowl. So I mean, I'm not serious. We beat the crap out of Florida again. So I don't know. Florida went on to win 10 games the next year. So I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what you mean to say about that. But I know that this is probably the best situation that Blackman could be in at this point. So Florida was worse, but won 10 games the next year, Jeremy. I'm just saying. I don't know what you want me to say. They didn't just recruit a bunch of players and then all of a sudden get better that played as true freshmen. So, I mean, they won 10 games the next year. What do you want me to say? He outcoached them. No, Jimbo and Florida State had Jimbo coaching. You're talking about Randy Shannon coaching at Florida. So, anyway. But that's all I got to say about that before I got to block Jeremy off this chat for getting me all riled up.
So, Gator Pal's asking about the offensive difference between Norvell and what Taggart was running. I think Norvell he wants to establish the run. We saw that at Memphis, and the offensive line, that's the key here, right? I really like, and I use this term likely, I really like the 5 starters we have, but Norvell said, you need 8 guys. You need 8 to 10 guys on the offensive line. I think we have 5 or 6 right now. Man, if we can find a 7th and 8th guy, I think this offense can be really good, because I think Norvell he's different than Kendall Browse last year, because I think he's more of he's going to understand the situation. He's not going to, I think Kendall Browse is like, let me run the 3 quickest plays. If I'm a 3 and out, oh, well, let the defense figure that out. I think Norvell, being a head coach, but offensive minded, he's not going to be in the same mindset of where he understands the defense. They may need a blow at one point. So, hey, let's take our time on this drive and let the defense, get their wind, and as opposed to just running 3 really quick plays and having to punt. So I think that's beneficial. Freddie, I'm interested to hear your thoughts, because I know you came in as a linebacker, switched to offense, but how important is that? Because Jimbo never really played the up-tempo offense, but thinking as a defensive player, if you have an offense that goes up-tempo, goes 3 and out, that's got to be frustrating, right?
Yeah, I mean, even when you're taking the lead, like at the beginning of the game where you're winning and you get momentum off the offense scoring and stuff, it's cool, but it eventually wears on you taking all those reps. You're like, yo, they gotta do a little bit more, man. Slow it down a little bit, man. I can't do this all game. So you got to help your defense out, because it may work for a few games, but throughout the season they'll start breaking down, and that's when you start seeing those injuries and small things. Guys will get these ACL injuries and things of that nature, and they wonder how it happened. But those little things like that, you're overworking their bodies, and later in the season it backfires on you.
That's a good point, and probably why the Big 12 and the Pac-12, every time they get in the playoff, just get absolutely decimated, because they don't play any defense all year. And that's just not the brand of football they play, and they get out there and the defenses get gassed. And, Jeremy, I still love you. I know you're not commenting anymore, but I still do love you. I don't hate Jimbo like the rest of this fan base does.
I love Jimbo. I'm a huge Jimbo fan.
So, I'm going to back him up a little bit. I know Freddie doesn't hate Jimbo either, Freddie won a crystal ball with Jimbo, bro.
No, this is a very this is a very pro Jimbo podcast. I have nothing bad to say. I was very upset.
The numbers dropped in half.
Hey, that's fine. You know what? Because I was upset when he left. But enough years have passed. I got to see Jimbo take Freddie out to Pasadena and win a natty. I'm good, man. Jimbo's good in my book.
Jeremy said TJ forgets what he said about Jimbo on Twitter. You're right, bro. I said some things on there, but that was leave the old stuff in the past. Hey, we all better be Jimbo fans.
Yeah.
Week 3 of the SEC season is all I'm gonna say.
Hey, let's go Aggies.
Yeah, let's roll Aggies. Me and Ma will be happy about that. So Blackman starting, hopefully in a really, really good position. What else? DJ Matthews news. Don't know that we know a ton there.
Yeah, so it's weird with DJ. I think on Friday, Mike Norvell had a press conference, and I believe it was Chris Neba 247, inquired about DJ Matthews. And Mike Norvell, it was kind of a weird response. He's like, I haven't talked to DJ in a while. He's not with us right now. He's going through his process. So to me, that sounds like I don't think we're going to have DJ Matthews this season. So what does that mean for the receiver room? I think we have a lot of young players that have promise, but man, if they can step up, because DJ, he's been a guy that it's been weird, the locker room. You hear different stories. Like, he's good in the locker room, he's not great in the locker room, but he was a guy that when he has the ball in his hands, he made plays. Like he had that big punt return against Miami a few years ago. He had that huge touchdown against Louisville. I think he jumped from like the 6-yard line to extend the ball in. But it sounds like, if I'm a betting man, and I don't think we're gonna have DJ this year. So what do you guys think?
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying, what do you think that means for the receiver room? Because we know we have Tamar and Terry, a stud. We feel good about Keyshawn Helton if he's healthy. After that, it's kind of wishy-washy, but I like the potential. a lot. I think Warren Thompson, it sounds like he's back and doing well. I think he could be a breakout, man. I got my eye on Warren Thompson. What do you guys think?
Did DJ also catch the touchdown that got called back against Miami that year too? I can't remember.
I don't remember that one.
He threw the pass.
He threw the pass.
He threw it. Yeah, the double pass. Yeah.
I just wanted
that was not an illegal forward pass. He was behind the line of scrimmage.
Terrible call.
That was
I can't
bullshit.
believe that.
But
we're gonna have to go mark this explicit. But yeah, no, I agree. Not having him, I mean, he's really talented. You know, can he keep it together through the between the ears? You know, there's a lot of unproven talent at the wide receiver room without him, and it would be pretty surprising if he did play. You know, I don't know about later in the year. I don't obviously expect him on Saturday. I don't think Norvell's the kind of guy that, you know, would pull a Taggart. Like Taggart and DJ could be like ripping or whatever, and then you just kind of see him all of a sudden out there on Saturday, right? I don't think Norvell's that kind of guy. No. And so, yeah, I'd be pretty shocked if he was out there. Doesn't sound like he's been with the team anyway, you know, so I don't have any idea. Just a lot of unproven talent there at the wide receiver position. I like Thompson. What's the other guy's name? This younger kid's name, Wilson.
Terry Wilson, yeah.
Yeah, I think he could really show. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see. You know, I don't know how. You know, we've lost some offensive weapons, right? With Laybourne being out, now Matthews. I mean, those were some of your guys you were kind of counting on.
He was okay. So,
I wouldn't be counting him. I was counting guys that we thought we'd have back. So yeah,
I still think this offense could be better than last year because, like I said, I think Kendall Briles, we brought him in right as an offensive mind to score points, and that was his whole mindset. He did not care what happened on defense. He only cared, okay, I'm going to try and do everything I can to score as many points as possible. And I think he's going to do a phenomenal job at Arkansas. I think Felipe Franks, for the Gator fans listening, because I know we get a few, I think he's going to look really good with Kendall Briles. But Freddie, what do you think about this offense, man, without DJ Matthews? Because I still think there's some pieces, but we got to figure it out a little bit. And I think we have a chance with Georgia Tech. It should be, you know, hopefully a warm-up game, and then we go right to Miami. So we got to figure this out kind of quickly.
Yeah, it's going to be a big hit. A lot of young guys got to step up. And really the biggest thing I'm thinking about, I know DJ was going to do his thing on offense, but with the emphasis on special teams this year, you got an elite returner that you're losing. We've seen what he can do with the ball in his hands as a returner, and it's hard to find those guys like that can do those type of things in space. Just going back to the Miami game we were just talking about a few years ago, he completely demolished them on punt return, and he did that to a lot of teams. So losing him on offense and special teams, that'll be major. Hopefully somebody steps up. DJ, that's like little bro. So whatever's going on, I hope they get it resolved. I don't really know what's going on, but I hope they get it resolved just for both sides so they have some closure and going forward.
So we're talking about Black, we're talking about DJ. What else is going on? Anything out of camp, Richie? Anything else that you've got before we get into a little bit of nostalgic talk?
Yeah, man. So one thing, so the ESPN, everybody, you know, we're all desperate for content right now. So ESPN, they came out with their football power index, and they give you basically a percentage chance of winning each game. So I kind of want to run through all of our games with both of you, TJ and Freddie, and see, do you think the percentage is too high? Is it too low or about right?
Like this.
And I think it's going to get interesting really quick when we go to week 2, but we're going to start with week 1. So again, we Georgia Tech, we're going to talk about this more later this week. I think we're doing a show Thursday, but we'll do one more show at really previewing the game. We're not going to get too much into it tonight, but the ESPN Football Power Index gives Florida State a 75.3% chance of winning the game. The current Bovada line is 12 points for Florida State favored. So TJ, it goes what you mentioned last week. A loss is kind of unacceptable at this point. Like it should be. It's a game you expect to win. So I mean, 75% too high, too low, or about right. What do you think, TJ? What do you think, Freddie?
My initial reaction is to say that it's too low, and then I kind of remember back on the fact that it is a brand new season, brand new coach, brand new system, brand new philosophy, weird off season. And so I'm going to say that it's just about right. I say 3. We should. My thought on Georgia Tech would be that if we played them 10 times, we should win 8 of them, right? 8 to 9.
Yeah.
So my percentage would maybe be up in the 80s, on a normal year, I'd say 90. But yeah, I think 75 is fine considering all the other things going on. I think I'm not going to split hairs and say 78 would be better. Like, I think it's good enough.
So Freddie, is this a cakewalk or what's going on here?
On the 7, I'm not tripping on the percentage, but as far as the spread, even if it was lower, like 3 points or whatever it may be, even losing to them then would still be unacceptable because we got way more talent than them. I know we faced all these challenges over the course of the all season, but they have too, so that's not an excuse. We still got to go out there and play ball. There's no reason we should lose this game. So going into it, guys should be motivated. Like I said, the last 2 years have been horrible. So we shouldn't have any issues with motivation. Coaches came in and he's made a difference. He's changed the culture. So we got to be fired up heading into this game. Everybody's saying what we can and can't do. At this point, we can't really talk anymore. We got to show them. So it's going to be a big day on Saturday.
Yeah. So what do you? I'm curious. Before I tell you, what do you think the Florida State's percentage chance of winning against Miami is? Again, this is ESPN, their football power index. It preseason, it's a little funky, but typically towards the season as it goes out, it gets pretty accurate. What do you think it is right now for Florida State's win chance? TJ, what do you think it is?
I mean, I'm not going to cheat. I know that they have. I'm not going to cheat. Freddie, go ahead.
Yeah, Freddie, what do you think it is? Their percentage that ESPN's giving right now on their advanced metrics.
We lost to them the last 3 years, and I'm pretty sure they're projected to beat us this year. So I say 37?
So they're giving us a 72.9% chance of winning against Miami this year. And again, these are advanced metrics. They use their own stuff. This is after the Greg Russo opting out. But still, I think Vegas has this as an underdog. But again, ESPN, 73% chance of winning that game. I think that's a toss-up. I think it's a 50-50 game. Manny Diaz is not a good coach. He's an elite recruiter. He's recruiting his ass off right now. I don't think he's a good coach. I still like us to beat Miami. I think that's too high still. I would say about 60%. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that sounds about right. I just thought they were going to lowball us based off the last 3 years. So, hearing that kind of surprised me. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited about that game. We'll see. I know we can come ready. But, yeah, I mean, 60% sound about right.
TJ, what do you got?
I've got us losing that game. So
that's right. Yeah.
I'd love to be wrong about this, but I think it's way too high. I just don't. I know it's all advanced metrics and stuff, but there's got to be some human element in it too, right? Like it's not just all metrics, right? So
yeah.
You would think that the human element of that would really kind of, how do you say that a brand new coach in a new system that just lost their best player to the NFL is going to go on the road and beat a team they haven't beat in 3 years and really got blown out, but 3-score game last year at home. So I don't have any idea how you project that. I think it's way too high. Now, listen, if they go out and lose to UAB and we beat Georgia Tech on Saturday by 35, sure, that number looks great. ESPN was wonderful to have that. But I think Miami's going to beat UAB, and I think we're going to beat Georgia Tech, but not by 35. I hope we do. So I think that number's way too high. Whether you think Florida State's going to win or lose, having us as a 73% chance of winning is, again, the same as Georgia Tech. It's like us going – it'd be like Vegas having us favored right now by 11 going down to Miami. And I just think that if we all saw that, I mean, I love Florida State. I'd take Miami plus 11 at home right now with a lot of money. So, I think it's kind of crazy.
All right. Well, I'm going to skip Jacksonville State because they give us a 98.4% chance. I think that's accurate. I think we're going to win that game. It won't be close. Notre Dame, they're giving us a 27% chance of winning that game. I think that's accurate. But I'm not TJ. I think this is where I differ with you. I think we can beat Notre Dame. I think you've kind of have that as a auto loss right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that if we played them 4 times, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I like that percentage, but I think that percentage will change before we get to that game. It'll probably go down a little bit. Yeah, I still kind of see that as an auto loss. Could we win? Sure. I need to see weeks 1. We need to beat Miami for me to have confidence that we're going to beat Notre Dame. And I don't think we beat Miami. So we'll see. But yeah, I think I'm fine with that percentage. Maybe I'd probably have it at 20%, 1 out of 5. But again, I'm not going to split hairs on that. Notre Dame's recruited really well, man. They're a good team. They're a program that always underachieves, but wins the games they're supposed to win most of the time. You're not going to catch Notre Dame napping. So, Freddie?
I just think it depends on how those first 2 games go.
Yeah.
This is a team that hasn't, over the past few years, hasn't really learned how to win. So we win these first 2 games. Now you got a team that's motivated. They got some momentum, and they believe they can win now. I don't think the last 2 years they went in the games believing that they can win. So heading into this Notre Dame game versus guys out there just playing to get a few stats, you got guys out there trying to make a major upset to a team they believe they're better than. So winning that Miami game would be huge, and that'll dictate a lot.
A couple years ago, we went to that Notre Dame game, like you said, Freddie, knowing we were going to lose. Like we just had no confidence, no shot. We weren't even 500 at that point. We needed that game to get to a bowl. We didn't end up winning it or getting to a bowl that year. But yeah, that's a big difference. I mean, we go into that game 3-0 with a win, an upset win, most likely over Miami, big rival. Then yeah, I think we may have a shot. So confidence is key. Like I said, we went in that Notre Dame game last time knowing that they were going to beat our brains in, and they did. So
did either of you go to that Notre Dame game? Because I went to it, and man, I had a blast in Chicago that weekend, but the game sucked.
Man, I was watching it on TV though, and it sucked. I was watching the game, and I remember I was with my girl, and she was like, "What you think they're gonna do tonight?" I'm like, "Listen, I love the team, but they're gonna get whooped tonight. It's gonna get ugly."
My guy Matt over at Bay Cannon is said that he went. I remember your pictures from that, Matt. I almost went. I wanted to go. I had plans to go. My buddy Mike and I said that was a game we were absolutely going to, and then my wife got pregnant, and I didn't have to go. Thank God. So not only was it like I'm glad that I missed the heat wave and the monsoon and the Virginia Tech game, and I'm glad that I missed the freezing cold and the miserable game that was Notre Dame. So
no, that was it was. So me and a group of my guys, we go to one game every year. We try to go to at least one road game, and that was the game 2 years ago. So we stayed in Chicago, in the Chicago Florida State Club. They had like 20 buses going to South Bend throughout the morning of the game. And the night before, my buddy slipped on black ice, tore his ACL, and took the 20th bus to South Bend, sat in the wheelchair accessible rows. It was like 26 degrees. So he's just getting blasted with cold like breezes the entire night. Oh man, but that was fun.
I had a question before we move on. Matt over there at Bay Canyon also said going to South Bend for a big game is a must at some point. Great experience.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that's really why I wanted to go. Like I still want to go to a game at South Bend. Also, shout out to my stepdad who just came and refilled my glass as well.
Oh, there you go.
Talking. So by the end of the show, I'll be slurring my words. But what's a place you guys? What's like your one stadium that you have? I mean, Freddie, you've played in a bunch of dope stadiums. You played in Pasadena for the championship, so I'm not going to ask you. But
Freddie's been to them all.
I know, man.
The Wolverine Stadium, whatever it's called, Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah, that's on my bucket list.
Yeah, those stadiums.
That's where I want to hit. My big ones that I still want to hit. Man, I had a hookup this year for Bama, Georgia. Had a place to stay, had tickets coming. I just am so frustrated by this pandemic. But Tuscaloosa, I definitely want to go to a game at Wolverine at Michigan Stadium at the Big House, and then I like to go to a game at Oregon. I think those would be 3 really fun ones.
So for me,
I've been to
man,
LSU, I've been to Clemson, I've done those ones.
So I've been to most of the games I want to go to. Like number 1 on my bucket list was the Rose Bowl, and the fact that I got to go there. Thank you, Freddie. National championship for that game. That was number 1 on the bucket list by far. Cross that off. So next for me is probably Army Navy, man. I want to go to Army Navy. I think that'd be a phenomenal game. And the other one that I haven't been to that I'd love to go to is any home Washington game, because they do the sailgating. So like you're on the boat tailgating, and then you take the boat up to the freaking stadium and go to the game. That to me would be amazing. So yeah, that's definitely where I'm at. And then we'll go from here. So these next 2 games might throw you guys off a little bit on when I tell you these percentages. So we got North Carolina at home. I know I picked us to win that game. I think Freddie or TJ picked us to lose this game, and we'll probably redo these predictions.
No, we all got. I think we all got us winning it. I think
we all
Freddie's
pick
1 loss. Yeah, I'll look it up real quick while we're talking. But I think Freddie had us winning this too.
All right,
we all got this as a win.
Anyways, so they give us a 63% chance of winning. I think that's like dead on. I think we win the game, but it'll be close. What do you guys think?
I like that. Yeah, it's not a sure thing. They got a lot of talent. They've got sorry to cut you off, Freddie. They've got a program that I would say is more stable, right? They've had their system together for longer. And so I think they're a good team. I mean, the thing about North Carolina is they're so hot and cold, right? They play great one week and nearly blow a game the next week. So, but I still like us to win that, but not like a blowout. We play. I mean, 63% means you play 10 times and you win 6 or 7. So I mean, and that's what should happen when Florida State plays UNC. Florida State, even with both statuses of the program current, Florida State should win 6 or 7 times out of 10. They're going to get them a couple of times, and that's fine. But Florida State should win that more times than they lose. Could they lose it? Sure. There's a 40% chance they do.
No, not this year.
But I like the percentage. Freddie?
I mean, I like the percentage. I think it's going to be a dog fight. And I really think this is going to be the game where the team truly finds out their identity. The first week, Georgia Tech, that's the first game of the year. No reason not to be motivated for that. Then you got Miami, no reason not to be motivated for that. But this North Carolina game, I look at it kind of, even though we're not a top-ranked team, it's a trap game because that's not a team you usually play, and you don't really have a lot of film on them over the past few years, and they're tough. They're tougher than people give them credit for. So I think this is a game where guys truly start growing, and then we take that next step forward.
Yeah, man. And so this next one,
this is the one that Freddie picks us to lose.
It kind of pisses me off a little bit because Willie Taggart was 2-0 against Louisville. I don't think Louisville's good. I'm a big fan of what they got going on. I still think they're a year away. But ESPN, again, we're going to FPI for this purpose of this discussion. 37% chance of winning this game for Florida State. I think I picked a win. Freddie, you picked a loss, so I'm going to toss it to you because this is one I think you kind of agree with what they're saying here.
Yeah, I don't think it will not like a low. I think it'll be a close game, but
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I just saw Louisville taking that next step this year. I was at the game last year and I saw a lot of the ability they had, some of the guys that would have a major role this year. And going into this year, I just thought it would provide a lot of challenges for our team. And I could be wrong. Maybe we'll have something by then that I wasn't expecting. Mm-hmm. But just based off the team I saw last year, that was my idea heading into this season.
Well, I hope you're wrong, Freddie.
I do too. I'll be wrong on all these losses, man, to be honest.
So, yeah, I think the percentage is probably a little low, but I wouldn't put it over 50, right? So I'm okay with them having us as a dog in this. Yeah. Teams that have a 40% chance of, I mean, you can know that you have a 40% chance of winning and still think you're going to, I mean, it's kind of a weird thing. But just because we say under 50 doesn't mean you don't think hey, we have a 40% chance of winning, but I still got us winning that game, So I like the percentage. I mean, maybe, again, I'm not going to split hairs, but maybe I'd have it up like 42, 43, real degenerate. But I still got us winning that game. I think that we'll see. I mean, what's so tough about these games is how early they are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we've beaten Miami and Notre Dame, we're beating the hell out of Louisville that night. There's no question about it.
Don't let us beat Miami and Notre Dame.
No,
that will be insufferable when I come on here.
No, not at all. I mean, the only week I'll be humble is still Clemson, but I will be a jerk every other week. Man, we're going 10-1.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, we beat Miami. Yeah, we're going at worst 9-2 if we beat those two teams. So, yeah, it's tough to predict this early. But I like Florida State. I mean, I hope they're a dog. And I can take us, with the points, up in Louisville. So, but I think the percentage is fine again for where it's at.
So this next percentage, I think I'll be honest. I think it's pretty high. I'd like us to win this game. We play Pitt at home. We got an 80.2% chance of winning this game according to the ESPN Football Power Index. I think that's high. I think we win the game. I think I definitely picked us a win. I think one of you picked it as a loss.
No, we all got wins here.
Did we all pick this as a win too?
Yeah. The only
I don't think any of us has this as an 80% chance of win. I think that's high, but I do think we win the game.
I don't think Pitt's very good.
Their offense.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a little high, but I mean, Miami was trash last year, and Pitt was just brutal. I was at Bay Canyon. They get all the shout outs here when they haven't even signed on yet. But I was at Bay Canyon with a buddy who was a Pitt fan, moved down here from Pittsburgh, moved to Tampa, and I was shocked. They should have won that game 5 times. Miami just kept turning it over, couldn't get anything going on offense, and Pitt just couldn't stop tripping over their own tail. So I don't know. I think we'll be fine against Pitt. Ray mentions Pitt's defense here, and they're tough. They're not. Miami's defense is much better. So again, we'll kind of have a good idea at that point. But Pitt will do nothing on offense, and I think it's being at home. We're going to beat them.
I think it's important to note. I forget the guy's name, but their best defensive lineman opted out this season, so that's huge. He will not be playing. Freddie, 80%. You taking that, or what are you thinking here?
I'm taking it.
Let's go.
I wasn't worried about Pitt with or without their best player.
Okay. Let's go. Freddie talking that shit. I love it.
Felt like we were going to whoop them out. I wasn't impressed by the offense last year. I didn't think they had much coming back this year. And this is me. I was picking them after the Willie Taggart era. So I'm not worried about Pitt.
All right. So we have, what do we have? We got 4 games left. So we'll kind of go rapid fire a little bit because I think we're going to be on the same page. So NC State, in a 77.4% chance for Florida State to win this. I think that's about right. What I love about this, Freddie, because you can talk about this, these players, at least with no fans, you don't got to have piss-filled water bottles thrown at you. You know what that's like.
Hey, nobody ain't throwing no piss at me. I don't know what but NC State's a tough stadium to play at. They still got the same QB?
Bailey Hockman, I hope so.
Yeah, I like us about 50. But I mean, that'll be a good game. The guys gonna be motivated for that one, but yeah, I'm excited about that one. NC State will be big too, especially over there. I don't know how many fans they'll allow in the stadium, but that'll be a major one to win.
Yeah, I think that's a good percentage. I like that one too. I don't have any questions about beating NC State. Again, if we lose to NC State, Georgia Tech, some of these other teams, we got bigger problems.
Yeah.
So the last two are really interesting as I look at them. Wow. We're going to go through Clemson real quick. Florida State, 8.7% chance of beating Clemson.
Probably a little high.
I don't know if that's high, but I'll say this much. I do think Mike Norvell, by his 3rd year, he will have that within a touchdown spread. I don't think we have the horses to compete this year, but I do think by his 3rd year, that spread will be 7 points or less. So that's me trying to be optimistic, knowing we're not going to beat Clemson this year.
Yeah, on that 8.7. That's tough. That's the time we're living in, at least. But yeah, Clemson's still a monster right now. We ain't ready for that smoke right now. But hey, man, you never know. If we get a little momentum heading into the year, may get it to 10 points.
Freddie, what were you? You went 2-2 against Clemson, I think.
Yeah, 2-2.
Yeah, but you got that natty and you got 2 ACC titles, so that's good.
Yeah, I think they got the same one for us though.
They did, yeah. It pisses me off because Clemson came out of nowhere, man. They should never have been what they are now, and we allowed that to happen.
That third, was it my senior year? Yeah, let's not bring that one up.
Yeah, that was in Tampa too. Let's go. Who's next?
All right, so the next two are going to surprise you. So we got Virginia and Duke, and we have a better chance, according to these metrics, Virginia, of winning that game, 81.6%. I'll be pissed if we lose this game. It's in Duke. They beat us last year.
Should have won last year.
Yeah, we should have beat them last year. Even with I hate to bring it up, but Blackman overthrew Terry on a wide open touchdown end of the game. Even without that, we should have won that game. I think we beat them. Like my old high school offensive coordinator and receivers coach is the director of player personnel at Virginia. So I'll get him on the podcast for that week. But man, we talked to him before on the Rollcast last year, and he's like, yeah, I think we're gonna win, guys. You know, he's like a super nice guy, like down to earth, and he doesn't talk shit. But me and Trey are like trying to egg him on. He's like, no, it'll be a good game, guys. But I think this year we beat him. Like we have to, right, guys?
We're winning that game.
Yeah.
And if not, I mean, I'm not gonna be a happy camper. Has anybody ever been a happy camper? Like, is that like, does anybody go camping and like happy? But anyway, yeah, like we should have beat them last year, right? Like just without a question. So yeah, I got Florida State winning that game.
Yeah, I think it'll definitely be a double-digit win. That's what I believe. Last year they gave us every opportunity to win, and we just pissed the game away. I think this year we'll learn early with those first few games how to win, and that'll be major going into those games. So when we take a lead like we did last year, not pissing it away, and I think we'll beat them by double digits.
Yeah, and the last one will be Duke, and we have a 73.3% chance of winning that game. Duke only beats one team in Florida, and that's Miami. They're not beating Florida State. That's all I have to say.
Percentage is a little low to me, but it's also
Agreed.
super, super early. And what they're basically saying is that Pitt and Georgia Tech are about the same.
Yeah.
But that game's on the road, right? That game's at Duke. So I guess I get that, right? If that was in Tallahassee, they probably have us at about 80, which I'd like better. But yeah, again, I'm not going to split hairs on percentage. That's a game Florida State better win.
You cannot take any game at Wallace Wade Stadium for granted.
I mean, didn't we need a Hail Mary on Jimbo's last year to beat them? You know, like not a Hail Mary, but like wasn't it a deep pass like with like a minute to go to
I don't think
was it
so.
Terry? Yeah, I think it was, bro. We were down. I'm fairly sure we were down 10. We won that game by it was
Ivy No. So Ray Henderson, no, Duke has never beat Florida State. They have beat Miami multiple times.
Dude, Florida State was tied 10-10, and we threw up a long touchdown pass to Alden Tate. Maybe
that's Wake Forest.
No, it was both of them.
That's right. It's back-to-back weeks. Yeah, we had to do Wake and Duke back-to-back. That's right.
Okay.
Oh my God, we were so bad.
It was that bad back then, and we barely scraped by and made a bowl. No, I remember that. So yeah, you're right. You can't take those Duke games, but we're beating them by more than 7 this time.
Yeah, y'all might as well get ready for the NCAA tournament. Get ready for basketball season. Y'all not beating us.
You ain't beating us there either. Coach Ham's got us, but all right. So ESPN's got it. We pretty much said they were right on about everything, minus maybe
I think they were high in Miami.
High on Miami, low on Louisville, maybe right on them.
I think they're low on Louisville, but I mean Vegas likes Louisville. I don't know. That game, that's one that's weird for me because I don't the last one I saw was like 2 months ago, but Louisville was favored by like 3.5. And that's one that's weird for me because I think we should beat them, but again, I don't go against Vegas because they're not in the business of losing money. Like they make lines to win money. So they make their money off people like me. I'm like, oh, that's an easy bet. Yeah.
I mean, I think that, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we look against Notre Dame, Miami before we go into that one.
Well, that's the thing. We have a good baseline. After that Miami Notre Dame back to back, I think the four of us will know a lot better about what this season will look like after that Miami Notre Dame game, because we'll have a good idea of what this team is.
I mean, honestly, I think we'll have I don't think we'll know what this team is then, but I think we will have a much better idea after Saturday.
Yeah.
I think we'll have a much better idea next Sunday after, getting to see the team actually play. I mean, that's been the biggest thing is we have no clue, no spring game, no fall camp, no fall practice that we've been able to see or anything like that. So, I think that seeing the team play will be massive. And then
Freddie, are you? How excited are you? Because I'm curious, because I know as a fan, especially during the pandemic, man, this has been the worst offseason ever, and I can't wait for the season. But I want to hear your excitement level based on when you were a player, when you went through camp, had to go through the grind, and then start the season. Now, as a fan, you kind of sit back with me and TJ and watch all the follow-up before the game gets going. How excited are you to see this?
Man, I still be my girl. She'll think I'm still about to pad up. I get excited, man. I put everything on. Like, yeah, you're gonna hear me. You're gonna see bright and early. I'm up, ready for the game. I'm excited.
Jaron, do not let us blow out Georgia Tech, because I will be out of control next week on here.
Yeah, I think it's a combo. I wanted to answer that since he asked it. I think it's a combo of a couple of things. One, if we blow out Georgia Tech and Miami looks bad against UAB and Louisville, Miami may come out and struggle against UAB first game, but then if they blow Louisville out next week when we're on a bye, then I mean Miami's not going away, right? Like they, they struggled week one with a weird offseason stuff like that, but then they got it back together week two, and I'm probably a little more nervous week three. If we blow Georgia Tech out and then Miami loses one of those games or barely scrapes by both of them, then I feel good, but I don't want to base too much off of Florida State blowing out the worst team in the ACC.
Yeah.
You don't see Florida pounding their chests after beating Tennessee every year.
Yes, you do. Are you kidding me?
I don't know about that.
But I'm saying, they're glad to beat them. They're glad to beat them, but it's not like a measuring stick game. I mean, they know they're going to blow the hell out of them every year. That's not like look, we've arrived. We beat Tennessee. I mean, that's what Georgia Tech should beat us. I mean, just garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe Vandy's a better comparison. I just wanted to crap on Tennessee because I'm still bitter about 98. All right, we could not get the Karlos interview to happen. He's on Crow Marty's Wi-Fi. Somebody made a joke on that earlier. Let's do this real quick, and then we'll get out of here in a few minutes. But Eddie, thanks for hanging out the whole show, man. Eddie just laughed at my Gator buddy. Just laughed at that. Me making jokes about Florida. Favorite Karlos Williams moment. Freddie, you go first. You played with him.
Oh, it's definitely the game where we had Sean starting against Clemson, and we beat them in overtime, I think.
Yeah,
beat them. We kept running a zone extra play the whole game, and what's his name? Vic Beasley couldn't stop it. We were winding back every play. We knew he didn't like playing the run, and we were killing them all the way down the field on that, and Karlos punch one in for us. That's my favorite moment.
So for me, I was at that game, and I scalped tickets. I was front row on the goal line at the end zone where Karlos ran that in. So that's an easy one for me. But I'm going to go somewhere else. And I know it doesn't count, and I wish we had James Wilder. I know he'll be on here soon enough, and we missed him. But, man, that Karlos kick return against Miami to start the second half, I think it was a 2017 game. I'm not sure. But when he took the kickoff back for a touchdown.
No, 2017. 2014 was his last year, bro.
14? Oh, shit. Yeah, it's Karlos. Okay, so, yeah, it would be – was it 14? Anyway, people listening know. It's the one he took back for a touchdown.
I was in high school. I remember the game.
Yeah, it was 2012, I believe.
That's the one guy that got called back because James Wilder got called for a holding. That was not a hold, by the way. Anyways, he was moving so fast. Like I watched a highlight again today before I came on the podcast because I wanted to show my wife, oh, yeah, this is Karlos Williams. This is who's coming on the podcast. And he's just moving so fast. And what I loved, he was wearing number 9. And the reason he wore number 9 was because Peter Warwick gave him the okay, said, yeah, I think you're a badass. You can wear number 9. So as he's running into the end zone, Peter Warwick's right there. They point at each other. And then Karlos runs off the field. And obviously, that one got called back, but it shouldn't have been. But, man, I'm like, man, this guy, he has no business playing safety. He needs to be an offense. And eventually Jimbo got him to offense. But he was like Freddie. He came in on defense at first.
Yeah,
and then works his way to offense.
Yeah, athlete. He could, any position they lined him up at, he could have made it work. He was that type of player.
And then the fact that his brother's going on a decade in the league right now is just nuts. Like that family is just elite in all aspects.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite Williams play is what I think is the most important play in the Jimbo Fisher era, and that's the fake punt.
Fake punt, yeah.
You know, I think the fake punt is, I mean, without it, we punt that ball away. We go into halftime 21-3. I mean, I know Freddie's going to say, no, we were winning that game either way, because I know that's how that.
I'm not even going to lie to you, just being logical, because the whole momentum's
bro, everything about that game, changed right there, and we still may have won. You know, we looked really good that second half, and we still may have done it. But yeah, man, I mean, I got to go with the fake punt. I mean, it was a 7-yard run, right? Wasn't even that long of a run, but 7 yards changed that game. And it meant we all got to celebrate that night back in Pasadena instead of being miserable. So that's the best 7-yard run I've ever seen in my life, bro. So I shout out Karlos one time for that one. Dope. No, I like reminiscing. We'll get him on when him and Cromartie upgrade their Wi-Fi. Man, we want to shout out one more time Guthrie's. I'll let you guys say anything you have before we get going. Yeah. But shout out Guthrie's. Appreciate them for their support. 2550 North Monroe Street and 1818 West Tennessee Street. If you take a picture at Guthrie's of your order, as long as there's no coleslaw in it, and tag us in it, I will mail you a sticker. I don't have any on me tonight. Actually, I do with that backpack right there, but I'm not going to open it up. I will mail you a sticker. I sent out about 20 stickers on Friday afternoon. So you guys should be getting those in the mail. Also sent out koozies to the folks that were at the Patreon level for those. Also, the stickers for the koozie or for the Patreon folks, that everybody gets a sticker. So sign up and I'll mail you one. Honestly, the sticker and the shipping, it pays for itself. The Patreon is the first month if you get the $5. $10, the better level. Which we talked about, patreon.com/doublefriespod, and jump on there. But again, if you get on the $5 level, if that's all you can kind of float us, great. You still get some good stuff in that level, but the sticker and the shipping for that pays for itself, and that'll get to you in 2 or 3 days if you're in Florida, a little bit more if you're not. Give us a review on iTunes. If you're listening to this, I know a lot of people listen on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Periscope and everywhere else, but if you could go to iTunes, search Double Fries, it'll be the first pod that comes up. Click on that, click subscribe, and click 5 stars. We would very much appreciate that. Follow us everywhere. We've been putting out some really, really good content. My buddies Ed Kennedy, Brian Hathaway, and Harlan Harris have been helping us out with some content stuff. I've been doing a little bit of video stuff. We've been putting out really, really good content over the last few days, counting down this last week until FSU kicks off. So check us out on Facebook, Double Fries Pod, Instagram, Twitter, Double Fries Pod, YouTube, same thing. And appreciate you guys for the love, the support, and all that you do for us. I think that's it. I think that's all my plugs, all I've got. Oh, Thursday. We haven't talked about exactly when we're going to do this. I know Miami's playing during that time, so I'm missing the Lakers game right now. I'd like to see Miami play. So we'll talk about when we're going to do this show. I know Freddie's is on his training kick hard, so we got to make sure that we're not cutting in the gym schedule. We got to make up for all the cornbread he's been eating. But we'll figure out a show. We're definitely doing a preview show on Thursday. I don't know how long it'll be, maybe just 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45. I don't know, but we're definitely going to do a show Thursday night. If we can make it work, if we move that to if schedules make that weird and we need to move it to Wednesday or Friday, we will. But we're doing a preview show of Georgia Tech this week, so stay tuned for that. All right, guys, I'm done. Y'all talk before we get out of here.
Yeah, man. I want to shout him out to Kyle. He's this Florida State podcast. He's one of my best friends. He went to UF, but he's enlisting in the Navy. He's joining. We had a guys' weekend this weekend in Orlando, 8 of us. We all hung out and played some golf, had a resort weekend, but he goes to boot camp next week. So shout out Kyle Elam. Fuck that guy. He went to UF during Tebow's 4 years, so he had nothing but great times in college, and I had shit times, but it's all good. But good for him, man. And I'm proud of you, bro, and go do it for you and your son.
I just want to build off what TJ said. Even if you guys watch it on Facebook or Twitter, just go on Apple Podcasts and leave a quick review. You guys show a lot of love. We see a lot of the same people each and every week showing love. It only take a little bit of time just to leave a quick review, show some love. We appreciate that. It goes a long way further than you guys realize. And we'll do this every week as well.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, go like on Facebook, share with your cousin, your auntie, great, all of them. Yeah, I got some cornbread waiting for them. Let's do
that.
Let's go.
Yeah, we try to keep it easy for you. Double Fries Pod everywhere. If you search Double Fries No Slaw, obviously it will come up as well. I'm excited, man. 6 days to go.
Let's go. It's game week, fellas.
We had some technical difficulties, and so I didn't get to play. We didn't play like the intro music that you will normally hear probably Thursday, if not on Sunday, going forward. So I'm going to play us out with that little mix I put together this morning. So I'm not like I don't put mixtapes together, y'all. So don't think that's what I was doing, but you'll understand. That's what I'm gonna play us out with. It's my song this week. I'm gonna play us out with that. Y'all gonna like that. You're gonna get hyped from that.
There you go.
Enjoy that, because I get hyped every time. I've listened to it like 6 times. My wife was like, I put the whole thing together, and you'll understand this once you hear it. But I put the whole thing together, and so she heard all of it as I was putting it together. And then when it got done, I was like, "Hey, come listen to the whole thing." And she's like, "Well, I heard it the whole time you were putting it. Like I heard everything in it." And I was like, "No, come listen to it all put together." Like it slaps different this way. So anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. Sorry we couldn't make the Karlos thing happen, but we will some other time soon. And y'all have a good week. We'll see you on probably Thursday.
There we go.